Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. I am an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we will be through 2025. We will go on to other versions of the Bible at the end of 2025. We're only doing the Old Testament and the Psalms and comparison videos. But in this video right now, we are in Genesis. We're doing chapter 29. And all of chapter 29, so verses 1 through, it looks like 35. So let's jump in. This part is called Jacob Arrives at Paddan, Aram. Chapter 29, verse 1. Then Jacob continued on his journey and came to the land of the eastern peoples. So you're talking a little bit more towards Serbia and Syria. You're talking about, okay. There he saw a well in a field with 3 flocks of sheep lying near it because the flocks were watered from that well. The stone over the mouth of the well was large. When all the flocks had gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone away from the well's mouth and water the sheep. Then they would return the stone into its place to the mouth of the well. Jacob asked the shepherds, "My brothers, where are you from?" "We're from Haran," they replied. He said to them, "Do you know Laban, Nahor's grandson?" "Yes, we know him," they answered. Then Jacob asked him, "Is he well?" "Yes, he is," they said. "And here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep." "Look," he said, "the sun is still high. It is not time for the flocks to be gathered. Water the sheep and take them back to pasture." "We can't," they replied, "until all the flocks are gathered, the stone has been rolled away from the mouth of the well. Then we will water the sheep." While he was still talking to them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was the shepherdess. When Jacob saw Rachel, daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and Laban's sheep, he went over and rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered his uncle's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and began to weep aloud. He told Rachel that he was a relative of her father and the son of Rebekah, so she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he hurried to meet him. He embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his home, and there he told Jacob all of these things. And there Jacob told him all these things. It's better. Okay. Then Laban said to him, "You are my own flesh and blood." So like you can say here, Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with him for a whole month, Laban said to him, "Just because you are a relative of mine, you should work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah had weak eyes. It's got a footnote, or delicate eyes. But Rachel was lovely in form and beautiful. Jacob was in love with Rachel and said, "I'll work for you for 7 years in return for your younger daughter, Rachel." Laban said, "It is better that I give her to you than just some other man. Stay here with me." So Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed only like a few days to him because he was in love with her. It's like, okay. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife. My time is completed. I want to lie with her." So Laban brought together all the people of the place and gave a feast. And in the evening, he took his daughter Leah and gave her to Jacob. And Jacob lay with her. But Laban gave his servant girl Silpah to his daughter as her maid servant. When she came in, there was Leah. So Jacob said to Laban, "What is this that you have done to me? I served for you for Rachel, didn't I? Why have you deceived me?" Laban replied, "It is not our custom here to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older one." Finish this daughter's bridal week. Then we'll give you the younger one also in return for another 7 years of work. And Jacob did so. He finished the week with Leah, and then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to be his wife. Laban gave his servant girl Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as her maidservant. Jacob lay with Rachel also. He loved Rachel more than Leah, and he worked for Laban for another 7 years. So committed, because he was like, I want this woman. But unfortunately, Leah's caught up in the middle of some situation she didn't even ask to be in. Jacob's children. When the Lord saw that Leah was not loved, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Reuben. Let's see. Where's that E? No, that looks like an E. Yeah. Reuben sounds like the Hebrew for he has seen my misery. Or the name means see a son. Yeah. For she said, it is because the Lord has seen my misery. Surely my husband will love me now. She conceived again. And when she gave birth to a son, she said, because the Lord heard that I am not loved, so he gave me this one too. So she named him Simeon, which means one who hears. Okay. Again she conceived, and when she gave birth to a son, she said, now at last my husband will become attached to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. So she named him Levi, which Levi sounds like and may be derived from the Hebrew for attached. Interesting. She conceived again, and when she gave birth to a son, this one I will praise the Lord. So she named him Judah. See, down here, Judah sounds like in Hebrew, the Hebrew word for praise. Then she stopped having children. Okay, so until chapter 30, friends.